All right, fourth order, let's go ahead and get the drainage committee meeting started. The director to reflect that all members are present besides Mr. McLaren. Item number 1, request approval for $9,000 to cover the parish labor and parts with Lewis pumps and drainage improvements project R3.
Okay, so we need to establish a project called the Lewis. Establish a project called the Lewis Pumps and Drainage Improvements. We need $9,000 in order to fund the parish labor that is required to complete this project.
That's coming out of my drain.
Coming out of your drainage, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm requesting approval to,
The project is actually item number 2, which
Right.
should in first,
Yeah.
but the labor is for item number 2 for the
Right.
installation.
All right,
I make a motion.
motion by Mr. Como to approve $9,000.
second.
Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2, request approval to purchase 3 natural gas pump engine packages for the Lewis Pumps and Drainage, Pond Drive, Country Village, Moore Street, at cost of $22,562 each, funded through Go Mason.
Let's give them the total prices.
Total price is, I'm sorry, $67,686 for 3 engines. And that would come out of the non-bond money. That would give us a balance of $262,075. $262,075 after this allocation.
I'll make a motion for that too.
Motion by Mr. Como, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3, request approval to clean the outfall on Parish Street, Ward 4.
Yes, sir. That's the outfall that we, every 3 to 4 years, we clean. It's viable with, improve the drainage on the north side of Valley Street.
That's a total cost of $800. Motion by Mr. Blanchard. Second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, discuss funding for ring levy in Pierpont Bell River from remaining allocations from other wards. Discuss funding. If anyone got any funding left after tonight's meeting, tonight is the last meeting for drainage projects. Martin and I would appreciate it if y'all could help us out with some of the funding. We're gonna try to do these ring levies in-house. I spoke with Mr. LeBlanc about it, and we're looking to sync up around $50,000 for parish labor. We finished with the projects. If y'all want to come back to this and if we have any allocations remaining.
I do know that upon doing it with parish labor, I do know that you would and could perhaps come up with some substantial levies that, such as I have gotten Lower Texas by doing it in-house, so. And
It would definitely be a cost savings.
absolutely.
I'll use my remaining allocation for the South Loop project.
We'll bring this one back after because we have some more deviations. Right. Item number 5, request approval to transfer $10,000 from Northwest Highway 70 drainage improvements fund to a Go Mason non-bond for the purchase of materials for levee repairs on project 92980 Ward 9.
Okay, these 5 and 6 kind of go together. So Brian and I were working on these. So the first action we'd like to propose to you all is project number 92980. We'd like to rename it to the Northwest Highway 70 Levee Improvement Project labor.
Project labor?
Labor, this is gonna be the labor, the same thing, using the parish labor that we can't pay for out of it.
Motion by Mr. Blanchard. Need a second? Second by Mr. Carter, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, so relative project number 92980, if you look at the drainage report right now, it shows a balance of $9,542. That money has been expended already on the materials for that project. But as you know, we can't use the donation money for the labor, we can only use it for the material. So what we'd like to do is pay for the material, this allocation out of the GOMESA money, therefore freeing up this $9,000 for the labor.
Sounds good.
And there's an existing line item allocation.
And there's an existing line
Mhm.
item of
GOMESA
allocation.
for
It's not additional funding coming out of the GOMESA. It's already allocated $100,000. It's using $9,542 for materials.
Out of the Northwest 70 drainage improvements funded through Gomez non-bond.
Right.
That's the actual name. of
It's
that.
gonna be Gomez non-bond, correct?
Correct.
Non-bond, already out.
So moved. Motion by Mr. Blanchard. Second by Mr. Como, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We do have some deviations, correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
And I didn't mention, you actually looked at something on the other last meeting. And so that it does need to come up. It did not, for whatever reason, carry over, but you actually hold up on my drainage. To allow you to take a look at it.
On the contract.
That's correct.
Yeah, but that would be in the engineering.
Okay, but it's not listed there.
I agree with you.
All right, so the deviate on engineering is what you're saying?
Yes.
All right. And relative to Kim, I heard you comment to Mrs. Not Kim, relevant to drainage,
Allocated.
drainage funds that are left over. I heard what he said he
Yes,
wants to
that
do.
needs to
with
be
his-
allocated tonight so that we can close out year in
So at what point,
tonight.
do you ask that specific question?
On the deviation,
Bring that back.
right now.
Number 4.
Let's go on the deviation and take care of all of that. Motion to deviate.
Motion to
Motion by Mr. Blanchard,
Second.
second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
So the first item that I requested to deviate is for an outfall on Highway 996 that we had swept out previously. And the cost is $800.
You want to put them all in one? All in one motion?
I think we'll do create a separate project.
Okay. Well, everything for your ward, zero?
No, this is only $800.
Okay, all right.
This item. That is in the form of a motion.
All right, motion by Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Carter to, for an outfall of Highway 996 at a total cost of $800. Before we vote, is there any public comment? First call, second call, third call. Please no public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
So our next item is, I'd like to create a project to cover the labor for the parish portion of the Belrose project, where they'll be digging the outfall from the end of Belrose Lane to the wood line. I would like to allocate the remaining of my drainage towards that project, which I expect to exceed this amount in $8,266.36.
8,266. Need a motion? Motion by Mr. Blanchard. Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Public comment, I'm sorry, before, public comment, first call, second call, third call. Motion by Mr. Blanchard, second by Mr. Carter, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
To allocate 20,761.92 to the South Loop project, number 90.
That's your remaining, Jeff?
The project for a few years.
project from the state, correct?
It's gonna be lit, yeah, I gotta let date, I don't have it in front of me.
I make the motion for that.
Motion by Mr. Carr, I'm sorry, first call, for a motion to allocate $20,761.92 to the Legap South Loop Project, Ward 2. First call, second call, third call. Motion by Mr. Carter. Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I have a deviation. I would like to allocate $2,000 to the digging of Michael Street outfall. The project already on the book, so we had $500 allocated, and that's for most for the maintenance of it. Present in the form of a motion.
We got a motion by Mr. Carter. Second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor? Public comment. Any opposed? I'm gonna jump. Public comment, $2,000 to Michael Street. Public comment, anyone? First call, second call, third call, no public comment.
And the last thing I have is deviation to allocate the remainder of my drainage fund to Ward 1. He actually lent me $10,000 in drainage earlier this year. So I think my remaining balance is gonna be $7,772.17.
Say again.
$7,772.17.
Yeah, a specific project with that too.
That's for Ward 1.
Which project is gonna go to a wall?
It's gonna be for future maintenance. I'm gonna allocate, I wanna allocate those funds to the Platinville Drainage District number 5 to help with future maintenance of the Platinville Drainage Project that will be hopefully taking off on up for construction in January. So we're gonna start to prepare ourselves for maintenance to where it wouldn't.
Okay, so just keep in mind, if we don't have project lists on here for maintenance, they're gonna stay on this list.
That's fine.
Oh, wow.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's a motion.
So you're gonna create a new project for that, with your allocation.
Exactly.
All right, so we have, from Ward 6 to Ward 1, $7,772.17 in public comment. First call, second call, third
Maybe a
call.
little bit more than that, because he had some projects that didn't spin, so it may be a little bit, give or take. Yeah, remaining allocation.
No public comment. Motion by Mr. Carter. Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
I have one.
Can we do Ron, so we can get that
Yeah,
project
yeah.
approved, please?
I'd like to, my deviation is to allocate the remaining balance of $6,746.56 to the Platinville Drainage District number 5 to help with future maintenance of the Platinville Drainage Project that will be coming up.
Before we vote, $6,746 to be allocated to Fontainebleau Drainage District number 5. First call, public comment, second call, third call, public comment. Need a motion? Motion by Mr. Carter. Second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You ain't leaving me no money.
So, all right, I have one. I'd like to take my remaining balance and put it towards the Jesse Robinson outfall. 25, 982, 50.
Address, residence.
We'll look it up.
That address.
I'll fall on Highway 1.
It's already got a project number. Let me see what it is. It's,
From way back when?
no, it's been taken off.
Well, I know, because it was done way back when. That's the same project.
No,
number, Jeff?
it had a project number on it before. It stayed on it for about 6 years when I started.
Put it back.
Just give me the address.
You know it?
Research the address.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Can you get it, Mike?
Can we move forward while he's getting them waiting on that?
I make a motion.
Motion.
45, 12, Highway 1.
45. 12. My bad. One second. All right, public comment for $25,982 to be allocated to 4512 Highway 1 for the outfall project. First call, second call, third call. Public comment, motion by Mr. Blanchard. Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Everybody's out of money.
No, got one more.
One more. Gee.
3 and 4.
I had spoke to, Paul about the long reach machine. The labor costs. I would like to take and use the rest fund for the labor cost of that long reach machine.
For what project, sir?
Well, when they come to do the
In the
levees,
drainage district,
in
Bayou
Bayou,
Drainage District.
they just finished cleaning them. They're gonna be coming in with the long reach.
You can put it under the Bayou.
So you want to transfer that money to Bayou Drainage District for funding? Is that what you're saying?
It's up to you, Mr. Irvin.
The, I don't know how they're gonna be working.
You can,
With the labor comes through, but we charge it to their fund, so
Correct.
it needs to go, we need to put that money
Okay,
in their
all
fund.
right.
that's what we're charging labor right now.
Yeah, we charge the labor to their fund.
Yeah, we'll do it that.
I'll have to do a resolution when we get there for the parish later. All right.
Okay, we'll do it that way.
What's the remaining allocation there, Kip?
I had 17,327.96 after the 9,000 comes out.
Yeah, I got 296.
Again, I had some changes on mine,
Okay,
We just do the remaining.
just remaining allocation,
Right.
because there's some fluctuation.
all right.
Got a remaining allocation from Ward 3 to the Bayou Lewis Drainage District. First call for public comment, second call, third call. Motion by Mr. Tomo, second by Mr. Blanchard. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Yeah, and I would like to deviate for the same. Basically, I've got $25,775.16. I would like to.
You got a little less because you got your $800 approved tonight.
Now, Pat, you need to take in mind, remember, we still need $13,000 to go towards the Marius project.
Why hasn't that been done?
Yeah, well, I'm just letting you know, because we allocated 27,000, but the original amount was 40 that we discussed. So you can,
So make that allocation tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
that's what I'm saying, let's make the additional 13,000.
Y'all didn't think about none of this before tonight's meeting?
But I'm happy we are right now.
I did propose on vacation.
This is what we're doing, guys. We're concluding all this. End of the year, Kim is gonna be very happy when we're out of money.
Brian, is that project number 92645?
Yeah, when we split the Lower Texas and the Marius project.
That's 93133.
93133, yeah, because the other one's for the
Yep.
contract.
Right, it's phase one.
93133.
So y'all wanna add 13,000 to that job?
Yep.
Correct.
And then you can take the Ram man and
Yeah, I just did.
So about remaining balance, about 11, 12.
All right, so we're gonna deviate to add 13,000 to job number 93133. First, public comment, first call, second call, third call, no public comment. Motion? Motion by Mr. Carter. Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, the remaining allocation
Yes.
to
Go towards drainage improvements. Overall improvements that's completed for Lower Texas drainage. And if by chance that needs to go to the district, like we're reserving it, that's what we'll do. But I just,
just give it to the district.
I would most definitely, I don't know if you should go directly to the district. I think that's what you're saying.
That's probably, that's the cleanest way. Put the funds in there, or transfer the funds to their fund. And they extended issue their requisitions through us, because It's normal.
You pay it every year.
Okay, correct.
Alright, so we got to, give the remaining allocation to the Lower Texas Drainage District.
Continue drainage improvement, that's correct.
Continue drainage. Alright. First call, public comment, second call, third call, no public comment, need a motion by Mr. Carter. Second by Mr. Blanchard, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Carter. Second by Mr. Blanchard, meeting adjourned.
We call a 4:55 Finance Committee meeting to order. Let the record reflect all members are present except for Mr. Mathern. Request approval to pay list of bills submitted through November 17th, 2023.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Nakane, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Review budget comparison statements for major funds for October 2023.
They are included for your review, no recommended actions.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Carter to accept. Budget comparison. Second by Mr. Como. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval for Council on Aging to sell a vehicle, 2008 Ford EC3 high top.
Yes, the requirement is that they come through us for permission because we are actually the agency who are titled the vehicle.
So
So
move.
It would be sold by means of.
the
Public
normal
bid.
means you're gonna have to go out with public bid, get a value and advertise it.
Motion by Mr. Johnson. Second by Mr. Carter. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Request approval to pay membership dues to National Association of Counties, the amount of $468.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Nakane. Second by Mr. Alcorn. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Discuss mosquito abatement fees and program objectives moving forward. Zuma?
All right, so I had emailed y'all early last week or the week before, basically a synopsis of the program, how I feel the options are going forward, and basically what we've done in the last 20 years. And I expect y'all think about increasing fees as we go on another year. We've been having the last 20 some odd years. If anybody has any questions.
What is the current, $1 right now?
Right now, we have $1, and when I looked at the minutes, when it was created, Myron at the time suggested we go to $2, and they decided to go with 1. So I mean, even back then, they almost went with more than what they still have now.
So what's your recommendation now?
Right now, I recommend 3 per bill.
So
I say you go with option 3.
that's something for the jury to consider here. I know I get several complaints that the schedule is inconsistent, that the mosquito sprayers are out there. We have a GPS tracking system, but it's a task for Justin to go through and do it because it's not easy to go through and find, and it only determines if they went on a route.
Yes.
Whether the sprayer was spraying or not, we don't know. And I know I get a lot of complaints about that. So from that side, I would like more accountability. If we're gonna increase the rate, we need to make sure that we have more accountability for these drivers, that they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing and not just parked at the gas station waiting for the clock to tick.
No, I did.
Can you share with the rest of the jury what you shared with me this afternoon, please?
What specific?
About the trucks, whenever you called for them to go out last night.
So when I called to go out last night, I asked anybody to go out if they can, and nobody went out. So when I asked today, they said it was the wind. I didn't check to see if it was greater than 10 miles an hour. I know the rain didn't start till 11. You're not supposed to spray if it's over 10 miles an hour. So I can't confirm if they should have been spraying or not until I checked what the wind actually was last night. But I can tell you they didn't go when I asked anybody.
So we had a problem there.
Straight to my point, there's the
We have a
accountability.
problem.
Yes.
So, okay, so who is to hold our drivers, accountable for not going out?
You gotta think about something. These drivers are doing this on overtime. You know, they get off from work, they work a normal day, so not every day, every driver gonna be able to go out there. You know, you work a full day of work, you get off, you might have something to take care of, you know? So you can't say because it, well,
What time you call them?
I texted them early, like midday.
You don't have a regular schedule?
We don't have a regular schedule. I leave it up to them to do their 3 routes. There's 4 drivers, 3 routes apiece. They take between 2 to 3.5 hours. I leave it up to them to finish throughout the week, because you can't say everybody go Monday and then it might be raining in one area. So I mean, our adults, I leave it up to everybody to finish their schedule.
seems like we need to get more people certified, so you have more drivers, you have more options. If one man can't make it, then you can turn to somebody else.
We have at least 2 people that would like to be backups. It's just a lot of times, nobody lets me know if they're not gonna drive that night, or if they're gonna be out. I don't know their schedule. If they're out for the whole week, I might not. It's
You
just,
gotta train
they're
your
not
boss.
my employees.
I
and
say
don't
get,
talk to them every day.
I say get more people certified, then you make out a schedule. And if they want to cancel that schedule, they have to do it within 48-hour notice.
And when you say it's not your employees, we can resolve that as well. As far as he referring to your employees or Brian's or Pat's or someone else's?
Road and Bridge
Public Works
employees.
employees, but technically it's his department and they're spraying under him, so it's that's kind of a gray area, but I mean, he discussed the fact, even if we have to go to part-time employees, I'm open to any option.
Well, what we're
No.
trying to establish is,
Yes.
you hear these guys saying is we need to.
Yes, hold
cover
them
that
accountable,
gray
yeah,
area.
hold them accountable.
So one of the recommendations that Justin included in his report to us was the possibility of hiring part-time employees that are not regular jury employees. So we're not paying overtime rates to these drivers.
Right.
Then the next thing you gonna have an employee that, I wanna work, I wanna make some overtime. That's what's gonna happen.
But you can't please everybody. You know,
Well,
we're saying that the employee's not doing it on a regular basis because of whatever reason. Now we're saying we hire part-time employees, the other employees are gonna complain.
That's right.
I mean,
So just every driver that's making these routes is making it on overtime.
But if we hire some part-time employees, I don't think that would exclude our existing.
you know, you still
We
put
could
them on
just
the
add to
schedule.
them. Yeah, add to
You
them.
just-
Like I said, we have 2 people that wanna spray right now, but they just, we don't have. We have 2 other people that are not spraying until somebody quits.
No,
Qualified?
They can't make it.
There's no qualified file guys.
Anybody can spray.
Me and Paul don't do it a license
So what-
or anything.
So what in the
Why
two
we didn't
guys
call
who
them?
drove last night?
Cause I'm not informed when somebody is gonna be, I don't know when they're gonna not spray for the week.
It's a communication issue.
Oh, you got a major.
There's
an easy fix there.
Yeah.
Easy fix.
So there's a part B. The first part was accountability. The second part is we need, other parishes have a testing program, and I think Justin mentions it in here with in his item 4, where we're only spraying in times where we really need to spray and we're not wasting chemical. I know, just a couple weeks ago, Justin informed me that he was gonna be quitting spraying whenever the first cold front came through, and I was like, man, there's no way we can quit spraying right now. The mosquitoes are now worse than they ever were this year.
Yes.
So I'm glad we continue spraying these last couple of weeks, but unless we're doing the counts to make sure that we should be spraying, basically, I think we're wasting some of the chemicals by not spraying at the optimum times. And that part needs to be looked at to make sure. And I mean, we have to be accountable. If we're gonna ask people to pay more money, we have to, make some changes to the program so that we're more efficient.
Go by testing and not public perception.
Yes, we typically start
If you
spraying.
have no high body counts or no high testing in the traps in May and June, you don't spray, like other parishes don't spray. Now, if you get higher counts and you testing, you have encephalitis or other disease that's being detected, then you spray.
It's as easy as getting some of the guys to do body counts. Like land rate counts.
And when they first started spraying years ago, there was a window that they could spray in. Like, so many hours after dark.
The best time is gonna be dusk to dawn, but that's only that 1 hour sweet spot. I mean, y'all know after it gets.
Well, like, okay, them spraying at 10 o'clock at night, is that doing any good?
It's not killing as many as it would if they were spraying at dusk, but it's, without an airplane, it's kind of impossible.
Cover that much area.
I understand that, but I mean, if it's not gonna do any good at 10 o'clock, why would we be spraying and wasting,
We could always break it up into an extra night, but then that's four nights a week, and that's, they miss a day, and they more behind. To shorten the drive time, And
You have to increase the routes, Mr. Irvin. Instead of having
Increase the
12 routes,
routes,
you need
but
I
16 routes
understand that,
to
I
shorten the
understand
distance,
that,
to
but
shorten
if
everything.
you're spraying at a time where it's not killing mosquitoes, not doing any good, why are we wasting?
But then we come back
That's
to our
what-
labor issue.
Huh?
We come back to our labor issue.
I think it comes back to people.
many hours a night
complaining
is
that
sprayed,
the mosquito truck don't pass.
3, and about average. 3.
Fast and they make noise, just,
Look, I noticed a difference when they sprayed a high school football field at, say it's at 9 o'clock the night before. You notice a difference for game time the Friday night. You do notice a difference from spraying.
That's over there, boy.
I just, there's certain times of the year where the mosquitoes are
Yeah.
not prevalent and
They
we're
could
wasting
definitely
chemical. If
approve
it's not
the budget.
landing on them, we're wasting chemical.
I mean, it's just public perception kind of, we start spraying right around Easter when sometimes there's no need. This year, we probably could have not sprayed till August. I mean,
That's what my test.
That's it.
The test say we should be spraying, we spray. If it doesn't say we should be spraying, we don't spray.
And on the routes, there's no reason why they can't rotate where they begin on their route so that once a month in the prime time, they hit in each area of the parish.
I've definitely told them that before. You see it happen for the while.
We have to hold them.
I have to be on.
But can Justin at least advertise out there to see if we have some interest from
Yes.
part-timers to see, that way we would save on the benefit side and everything.
Yep.
Not to slight the guys that we have, but it would give us more backup options.
Chris made a valid point about some of these guys that they're working hard all day long. You're ready to go home and they know you're wrong with spray, but you get a part-time person that's retired or something and they have no problem with spraying. So I think that'd be a better.
Well, like I said, the problem's not finding. We have 2 guys that want to spray right now that we just don't have the trucks to put them in. It's more of the not letting me know or whatever, like me not knowing that it's not getting sprayed tonight, but could be. I could have got somebody else to spray.
That's the problem.
Yep.
You need to fix that. You need to know, hey, they're not going out. Then one of the guys can take that problem.
I know what
Pretty
Justin's saying, the trucks are not there at the yard.
Because they're taking it home, right?
Yeah, so if somebody want to spray, the guy not going out, the truck not
Two
there.
people, 2 of the 4 take the trucks home. The other 2 don't. I was kind of phasing it out slowly. But then
Cut it out. If you don't want to take it out, cut it out.
At the yard. All those mosquito trucks need to be there unless they're going out to spray.
Okay.
Cut it off. Cut it off.
Tomorrow. All right,
So at this time, rather than, I would rather, instead of us making a decision tonight, if Justin can take back what we've given him and come back in our first or second meeting in December and give us a recommendation on, if he relooks at the expenses for the drivers and then a schedule, he may be back to the $2 rather than the $3 or the $4. I don't know. I mean, it's new information that he has. I don't know if he has enough information to say that what number he needs to be at.
Ms. Kim can tell you that just the employee wages and insurance takes up what we spend now. Like it takes up
Employee
what we take in.
wages with benefits is $126,000. Insurance is $24,000. We don't even bring that in.
So, and if you speak of adding part-timers and putting them on, perhaps put them on insurance carrier, put them driving, so what other, not only liability that we have, but also expenses?
Well, yeah, they're gonna have to pass the test just like all of our employees do to be able to drive. But it'll reduce, our salaries are 66,000, but associated benefits with that is $60,000. So if we can knock the benefits down, that's
Cost of the chemicals not going down.
cost of the chemicals
fuel's
is
not going
another
down.
$60,000.
What we spray is an effective chemical. I've seen it kill the mosquitoes, but it is one of the cheaper chemicals. So if y'all would like to switch up every now and again, that's just more cost.
And I mean, chemicals used to cost us $20,000 a year. Now
Yes.
it's $60,000 a year. Like everything,
I mean, we're gonna make some changes and some other things. I just think that we take the time to look at it and bring it up when we get ready to make these other changes at the beginning of the year. We gotta bring some other prices up too, so.
See, I want me to put it back on the agenda for after first.
Yeah, but you need to get some things moving to
Moving,
make
yeah.
some changes in accountability and advertising prior to this.
See if we get some people interested in driving part-time.
So but that's just like we have two other employees that would spray. So if I'm getting part-time employees, are the employees gonna be spraying at all? Cause that's, like, if we need more people to spray, I have two other people that can
To me,
spray.
if you have employees that are assigned to spray and they are not spraying and not notifying anybody, then move to the next person.
Move to the next
They
one.
obviously don't want to spray. If you can't communicate with them to say, this is how it's gotta work out, then.
But they're not getting back with him.
Right.
You don't know if the next day or something later, they
Like,
go.
make a schedule, like David said. If they're not, they need to notify you within a certain amount of time, they're not gonna spray. You move on, you get some alternates and they can spray.
We'll try to.
And every calendar has a dusk till dawn, so you can look at every day and tell when dusk is, when dawn is. And
Yeah, I
make
mean,
sure spray time's off of that.
It's on my watch when it gets started. I'm gonna spray out.
And while we're here, so there's no question later, a lot of Justin's concerns were, these are Paul's employees and not his. But I would think as this program, and he's administering this program, he has the authority to
Yeah,
discipline
Yes.
and as directed, as it relates to this program.
Yes.
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 100%.
All right, we'll start a schedule to where it's just gonna be more stringent on them, I guess, but it is what it is.
Necessary.
The benefit
The public
of,
don't expect it, they expect it already.
They're paying for it.
They'll do the advertising for part-time employees, see what kind of feedback we get.
Okay.
no action by the jury, but Justin, you have a to-do list. Next item, request approval and authorize the president to sign the fiscal year 2024 low-income energy assistance agreement. Laheen.
That one was tabled. That did not come through. It was tabled.
Motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Motion by Mr. Nakane.
Second.
Second by Mr. Johnson. All in favor? Opposed? Adjourned.
5:17, we'll get the personnel committee meeting started. All members are present. Item number 1, discuss and consider salary increases for 2024.
Yes, this is on the agenda. I know last meeting, there was some discussion about the budget and concerns that I've been stressing for quite a few years now. And, but I did ask, what protocol did y'all want me to follow, whether y'all wanted to discuss this or not? So it's basically on the agenda because this is our customary time to put it on the agenda, but it's for you all to decide where we move forward.
All salaries come out of different funds.
That's correct.
No salaries come out of general fund.
Oh, no.
So,
Salaries come out of general fund.
So,
All of the housing department is funded through general fund and partially through 1%. All of OET, for the most part, is funded through general fund. Admin in my office is funded through general fund and 1%. Road and Bridge is funded through 1% in Road and Bridge. Portion of,
Park maintenance and.
yeah, part of theirs is split, so it's partial. But there's a lot of salaries that come through general fund as well.
Can it moved down to general fund?
You gotta be able to justify where the people that we have split already, the salaried employees that are coming out of general fund, I made those presentations to you that have already switched the percentage, higher percentage to 1% than general fund. I can't justify paying those salaries out of the road fund or some other fund when our work does not go there. The men and the other people that are not salaried, that are hourly, their work is charged based on where they work. For example, we're talking about the road and bridge employees that spray mosquitoes. When they spray mosquitoes, that specifically goes to mosquito fund, not through any other fund. But salaried employees, it's a specific portion of their salary, which is typically your administration.
2024 budget, you allocated,
2024 budget, I put a 3% across the board.
COL.
Yes, I just put 3% in there.
All right.
Yeah.
But in general, that's still in the general fund. What?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's gonna hit the general fund.
Everything's gonna hit the general
I
fund.
don't know, hit it, but
Everything's gonna hit the general
you
fund.
know,
Recreation hits the general fund. Attackapah hits the general fund. There's a lot that hits the
I
general
know,
fund.
I know, it. We gotta start calling it general.
Yes.
I know it.
And there's certain things, we talk about the jail all the time, not the building as it relates to the jail, but the prisoners hit the general fund. I mean, we hate to spend our money that way, but it's reality and it's an obligation. And so now we're to the point where we have obligations to fund through general fund, but we're gonna see a shortfall, but yet we're still mandated to fund it. So we have to look at those extras and sometimes, you know, recreation is an extra. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but it is.
Our recommendation would be the COL 2024. No merit raises. 3% across the board.
I think we need to consider that that amount was a budgeted amount, and whether we do a 2% COI and save 1% for merit raises, I think we still need a mechanism to reward the employees that we have that are outstanding employers.
Definitely. I agree with you, Leroy, on
And
that.
I think until the jury hears from the individual supervisors for these people, I don't know that you can appreciate what, you know, I think that the jury has more work to do to meet with the department heads to get specific recommendations, and the cap at what amounts to 3% overall. I'm fine with it. I think we need to look at still having a portion of that merit base so that we can show appreciation for the employees that are really helping the jury.
I agree with it.
So in order to do that, you're making reference to a special meeting or what we need to move forward? I mean, Kim just brought it up.
I understand. I'm perfectly fine with having a special meeting, but you know, I don't know if it needs to be more in the personnel committee meet with them, or if the full jury wants to do it. Y'all let me know when y'all want to have a special meeting and we can do it.
Just food for thought on that, we did incorporate the new evaluation system in, so everybody did their evaluations for their employees. But it was as structured, so, you know, as we identified, there was, you know, beyond, exceeds, and then use criteria. So it's not as simple as the way the evaluations came out, that somebody was exemplary versus deficient. So then if we're trying to divvy up that 1% within 4 categories, that's a whole nother task to be able to do. Am I making sense? Because you had some employees that were exceeds, but some employees had a very positive evaluation, but not necessarily that exceed. So do we take that potentially that 1% and try to divvy it up amongst 4 levels? That's gonna be difficult. So just food for thought.
All right. No action on it.
So I think we need to meet. I think the personnel committee needs to meet with departments and go over it.
Good day, Mike. Good day. On your phone, pick a date.
Next week. Next week's good.
Good day. Pick a time. Whatever you think.
Wednesday of next week.
Already? Next week, what? Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, what?
Wednesday.
Wednesday the 29th?
Okay, well, what are you, can you enlighten the department heads of what we need to do to prepare? Or what can we have for y'all?
Do you want
We'll
to,
just go over the evaluation.
meeting may be held in executive session?
We have the evaluations already emailed to us.
If we're gonna be discussing evaluations of individual employees and making decisions, and they all have the right to be here, so just be aware of that.
I mean, everybody have the evaluation, they've been emailed to us already. Y'all just need to decide on, okay, if y'all gonna do it that way, at what level do you say or employee get that 1%? You don't?
Yeah, that's what we need.
That's what,
That's what we need.
Right, I think we need input from the department heads to know that.
I understand.
We can get it individually, but.
Well, I mean, your input from the department head is already in the evaluation. If the evaluation score is, just say a 68, I mean, you set the standards, okay, anybody over 66, get the 1%, the other ones don't. Then you get the 2%.
yeah, because if not, if you go by, you know, the evaluations as we did, then some of those employees were warranted 2 steps, which turns into 6%. And we don't have that, we're not dealing with that. We don't have enough of that.
I think you set a standard somewhere along with scoring, and you agree to, okay, anybody that met that score above 51%, anybody else get 2%.
So gentlemen, this is a question that I was asked, I have to bring to the light. So is the general cost of living increase considered as part of this or not part of it?
Brian, they just said the 2%.
Not more? Okay, I just had to verify because I was asked that question.
Mr. President.
Listen, the jury has been very lenient with giving employees raises since I've been here. I don't think in the past 8 years we have denied raises. You know, right now we're getting in a money crunch with the budget. So we have to take some kind of stand. I'm all about giving raises to the employees, but right now we gotta fix our budget, so we can't afford to give nothing more than that 3% max.
And Chris,
So y'all good
Just-
meeting
just
next Monday,
to,
setting the standard?
to clarify what Chris is saying, I have this, since 2001, this is when I started tracking this, because I started in 2000. Since 2001, there was only 1 year that we did not have an increase in 2011. And that was because of budget concerns. And then in 2012, the jury doubled up and it was almost a 6 to 18% increase. We've had an increase for that entire period.
You still have an increase. 2% for sure, and a little bit more for, employees like you. And that's what we need to decide at
So
that
the-
meeting,
Wednesday, 6 o'clock. Wednesday, 6 o'clock.
of what employees exceed
At what level?
at one level. All right,
Right.
All right, item number 2, discuss hiring of project manager. quality
Let's just table
control
that,
employee.
Mike. Let's table that until after we meet next Wednesday.
All right, table that. Number 3, discuss litigation with travelers insurance. Number 38343.
motion to go to executive session?
Motion by Jeff, second by Chris. all
I'm
in
not on the
favor?
committee.
Second.
Second by Jamie, all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Yes, sir. Motion go back to the regular session?
Second.
Jeff, second by Ron, all in favor?
I'll make a
You got a
motion that
motion on the
we,
floor about item number 3?
I'll make a motion that we tender the self-insurance retention for suit number 38343.
So move.
Motion by
Second by
Leroy,
me.
second by Ron, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned by Ron, second by Jamie, all in favor? Any nays? Meeting adjourned.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started with the engineering grant committee meeting. All members are present. The first item is update on project status and funding sources by GIS engineering. Here.
No, he's not. He's absent.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. Somebody was getting up.
Get up and.
Oh, you here?
Okay.
He sent us a text saying he wasn't coming.
Jacob's not coming, but I texted him earlier and he gave me the update, so I can give it. or-
Yeah, you can
Yes,
get
sir,
it.
please.
Who are you?
I'm Kevin Dezarn with GIS Engineering.
What's your last name, sir?
Dezarn, Dezarn.
Okay.
So not too much to update. The only thing Jacob told me is that we are currently still pursuing matching funds for the HME grant. So as soon as we find something for the hazard mitigation, we're working towards that. Any questions? Don't know if I'll be able to answer, but I'll try my best, and no, I'll go back to Jacob and we'll come back to you.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sorry you had to drive all the way up here for that. Update from the grants coordinator.
That Megan's not that quick.
No, I won't be quick.
But you're gonna be
I'll be
loud.
loud today. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm gonna go down the list of the different grants that we've been awarded and their statuses currently. With the water sector program, the contract has been signed. The decision that was made at the last meeting to go with the alternate scope, that is considered a scope change. I will attend the next water sector commission meeting to present the request for the scope change and then the extension for the plans and specs. The letter of intent for grant part for the LCDBG Make a Difference program has been submitted. We won't know until January if we will be invited to apply for that application or not. The line item appropriation for Gilbert Ducati Park, the CEA was sent back to us with some revisions, and it has to be signed. I do have that in front of you, Leroy. It was approved already, and there wasn't much alteration to it, just a little bit of the wording that was missing from what I had put in, but was described in another section. With the Gomesa levy improvements, the contract has been signed with DDG for tasks 1 through 3. The construction administration and labor standards contract has been signed with GIS. For Plottonville drainage improvements, the title opinion work has been done, and I sent that to Mike Calabro for the draft act of sale to be done. We have to submit that to Capital Outlay for approval before we can move forward with anything else on that. For the recreational trails, Belrose Library Walking Trail, it is currently in the environmental review stage. That takes 90 days, and then we'll be informed of the next step once that's complete. The following projects, those applications have been submitted for Capital Outlay. Assumption Pumps and Drainage, Plottonville Drainage Improvements, Shell Beach Boat Launch, 911 Call Center, elevation and paving of Bayou Crab Road, Grant Park Pavilion Restrooms, Murray Park Restroom Improvements, and the following two were withdrawn as per the juror: Belrose Lane Street and Drainage Improvements and Gilbert Ducati Park. That's all.
That's it?
Can I add, let me add, I got an email today, this afternoon at 4:00 from OCD, Office of Community Development. This has been ongoing for a while. This, dear Mr. Narcan, the Louisiana Office of Community Development has allocated $885,000 $14.85 in community development block grant disaster recovery funds to Assumption Parish. I'm gonna forward this to you.
Okay, thank you.
Send it to Tom.
Yeah, Tom,
Disaster
yeah.
recovery.
It still have my contact when I was president. Please review the attached correspondence for more details. So they got a couple meetings coming up soon that we got to meet. I'll forward to both.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next item is request and approval for a 9-foot variance for future proposed family subdivision street in Pierre Park in Ward 9.
Put this on the agenda, following the request. He has a piece of property, it doesn't have an address yet, it's by the council on aging in Pierre Park. He is trying to subdivide it and give a piece to his son. To do that, he would need to create a family subdivision road, and the ordinance states 40 feet, he's requesting a variance from that.
From what I understood was it's going to be just one dwelling. His son, he was giving that to his son. So that would really, it's not a subdivision, it's a private road right now. And he did agree to put down the proper size water line plus a fire hydrant, which we have one already in Bayou that did the same thing. He put a road down, he put the proper water line with the fire hydrant. And, you know, he didn't have to go through no subdivision on it.
The reason why is what I'm told is that say he decides to sell land and his son back there, his son is back there, he wouldn't have the right of way to get on the property. That's why I wrote it.
Well, then he would have to come before us for, to get started with that, and we would turn him down because he doesn't have the proper road, the width.
Who would need to? The person he's selling it to?
No, he would have to come if he's gonna make a subdivision. He would,
There's not gonna be any subdivision.
well, I know that, but what I'm telling Justice
Private road.
is that he would have to come before the jury and say, okay, this is my plan, I wanna make a subdivision. The jury would say, look, you don't have a 40-foot right of way, you can't do it.
I think what Justin is saying is, if he decide he don't wanna make a subdivision, he decide he just wanna sell the land after,
His son
he wouldn't have to
the
come in
right
front of
way
the
to
jury,
get
just
property.
selling the property.
That's
That's the
why
loophole there.
You can create a family subdivision.
You're only gonna have one person living back there, right?
But it would be landlocked if he sold that property. is what he-
But his son is the one getting
My
the
son
property.
gonna inherit it, he gonna keep it, and his son's gonna keep it.
He's gonna be
It's-
building
it'll Never
that.
be sold, it's gonna stay private. You know, we'll never have to maintain it, it's gonna stay a private road to us. It will not be sold.
You had that in writing?
Well, I mean,
To protect us, we might all be gone 30 years from now, but somebody up here might have to deal with it. We don't know. No plat, anything could be signed, nothing
When he
official.
gets it subdivided, we could put it on there. Not to be
Not to be sold.
sold.
Yeah, we do that all the time.
Why, I know it's not to be developed. I've never seen it not be sold, but I've only been doing this for the last 9 months, so
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's a private road right now.
yeah, it's a private road, and it always was a private road.
So if you give right-of-way agreement to that first lot that you're gonna divide for your son, if something was to ever happen in the future, whoever was to buy that lot, if he sold it, would have right-of-way to that lot.
My sister already lives back there, she uses the road.
Right.
Justin, what's your recommendation on this?
The ordinance states 40 feet, but I'm, it's whatever y'all.
So what I can see right here, right now, there's two properties and there's an existing right of way of 31.2 feet between those existing properties.
That's his property. Yes,
Yeah.
that goes to the back.
So
If you're looking at the papers, I'll print it out. That's,
It's already established.
I got three of them.
The
One of
right of
them
way is already established.
it's on their property. And then, so yeah, you're talking about that one that says 30.29. And normally, if somebody was trying to subdivide a piece in the back for somebody, we would make them build, well, say it's a family subdivision, that way it's a road, but they don't have to meet road standards. And that is 40 feet. So what he's asking is for variance, he wouldn't have to do anything to the road.
What is that?
He's asking for a variance.
He's asking the variance to go down to the 31 feet that's
Yes,
there.
correct.
And that would
When you
make
have
it
lots
on the
that's
plat.
back there, that was in the track, it's one track at one time that has been subdivided back years and years ago.
And so basically, when the plat would be drawn, it would be drawn as a road.
So really, he wouldn't need a variance for what he wants to do.
Yes, because the 40 feet is the minimum right of way, so he would need a
Yeah, but-
variance from the 40.
Okay, his son could move back there.
If he didn't subdivide it, but a lot
Yeah.
of times for mortgage purposes and all, you have to, I mean, that's, you know, if he doesn't want to subdivide it, sure.
Because I know one of them in Bar Lewis, his road is about 800 feet long. And it's probably maybe 15 feet wide.
Yeah, and then I don't know, that maybe that wasn't the subdivided, maybe the guy just built way back there. I mean, the problem comes when you're trying to
He did the
subdivide.
road, he did the proper water line, he did the proper fire hydrants, and then someone moved back there.
I'm in favor of
Same,
granting,
same identical thing.
I'm in favor of granting the variance, just so it just stays and never, if we don't, leaves out of the family.
Yeah. Well, you could put it there, but again, like I said, he's asking for a variance on that 31 feet.
Because that's
And
the lowest.
That's all he
that's the
has, is
smallest.
31 feet.
Yeah,
That's it.
and really, he don't need a variance there. He wouldn't need a variance. The
But if you
boy's gonna move on the
subdivide,
back,
he does.
back of the property.
We understand that, Mr. Irvin. What he's saying is, if he wants to divide it, he needs the variance. If he don't want to divide it, he don't need the variance.
You are
And the
dividing.
ordinance is 40.
Well, he's not dividing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's planning on-
He wanted to
one
divide.
lot, not a piece for his son.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, all right. So you need to put it in red on the deal that he cannot,
Right, gotta be on the plat.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I filed in the court.
Be on the plat.
Approve
Put
the
it on
variance,
plat.
9-foot variance, I put in a 9-foot variance, and stipulation that it cannot, it marked on the plat, that it cannot be sold outside the plat. That's my motion. It not be sold outside the plat. Right, good.
Yeah,
You go with that, Paul?
all right, okay, the motion made by Jeff,
His family, is that immediate
Family,
family?
yeah,
or-
what-
second by
Yeah.
Jamie.
It would be whatever's in the ordinance, you know, as family.
There's a definition?
Yes, family subdivision.
Motion by Jeff, second by Jamie, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll start building. Next item, request approval for substantial completion of Lee Drive.
This was placed back on. Oh, go ahead.
Hold on, Ron.
I just said this was placed back on the agenda for the last meeting and our meeting last week with the new attached punch list and divided items. We're recommending approval.
So we explain what happened, if you don't mind.
Okay. Myself, along with a few other jurors and Mr. Paul LeBlanc, rode the road with the contractor and got out at each location where we felt or could see some type of dip or variance in the asphalt. We marked those locations. Those locations were added to the punch list. The contractor agreed with that punch list to go out and infrared those locations and repair them if they are out of tolerance.
What's out of tolerance?
You have a half inch. A half inch. So, but regardless, he's agreed to go in infrared all of them. And then we're gonna ride them again, but that would all fall to the punch list items. And with that, once substantial completion is granted, you also still have a 1-year warranty on the road itself.
So on the email that you sent us out this afternoon,
Mhm.
that we were supposed to get on Monday,
I sent out the list, the following morning.
following day, we're supposed to-
Yeah.
okay, I didn't even get it. I didn't see it anyway. Is
It's
this
the
a,
same-
change order?
No.
That you have here, that
No.
you sent out for the 15,000 for the areas of concern for the crossroads?
No, I added more, I increased the dollar value to be withheld by, if you remember, it was 3,000 previously, for a total, you had $100,000 total being withheld, now it's gonna be 112,000. I increased the amount because we increased the number of addresses, so I increased the amount accordingly. That's gonna be withheld from the contract until these items are satisfied.
Okay. So we need a motion
I'm
for
good with
substantial
everything.
completion.
Let's, yeah.
Yeah, I do. I had a phone call from the sheriff regarding Lee Drive. And I guess he was just asking timeline wise, when can we expect striping on the road?
Well, once this is issued, we all spoke with Tony. At this point, it's gonna be, when we come back from the Thanksgiving holiday, which will be next week, we're going to look at the weather conditions, because for him to do the asphalt improvements, it has to be 40 degrees or rising. If he finds a window in there, he's gonna go ahead and do those, and then the striping crew is scheduled to come immediately behind them.
One more thing, Eric, area of concern. They drive too fast down there.
So we're gonna
So we
address
need
that.
some signs. I don't know if that's within that budget, but you need some signs down there bad. It's a shame. I'm gonna second this motion. For substantial completion.
Motion, Jamie made the motion and Ron seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Update on HMPG funds.
So HM Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, as I stated last week, we have $4.4 million we can spend, but they have to be, those projects have to be in that hazard mitigation plan. You know, we talked about a number of the GIS projects, but we have to come up with those matching funds. Once we submit that, or once you all approve that, then I can put in for those, that competitive grant, that hazard mitigation competitive grant, of which are matching funds, but the state will provide those funds. And that would be the new building we've been talking about.
Right, so I'd ask that we put this item on our regular meeting in December. I have a possible funding source for the match. We can't use Gomesa because it's been identified as federal source. I have identified some local dollars, and we're just waiting for Mr. Calabro to confirm with their legal counsel that they can enter into a CDA with us to provide those funds. But I'll be able to update better at the next meeting in December.
Yes, sir. So once we get that established, and I'll go into the system and, you know, once our jury approves it and update that, and then I'll start working the competitive one also. So is that all you'll need on that, sir?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Next item is update on courthouse renovation project.
I just received a call today. They're gonna start staging up to, start on the roofing project. I put a phone call in to the architect, but I have not received a return call yet. That's it. We're just waiting on a return call.
How about the steps?
The steps?
Yes, sir, on the steps.
We were working on, like I told you, we were working on getting some center line pads
Yeah.
to get it done. Robert found some, but they were too short. I haven't looked at it yet again since the last time. We just been busy and I came back, but no, I haven't researched it any further on that.
I need that top priority. I mean, it's bad. Somebody gonna fall in.
Okay,
Then we're gonna lose a courthouse.
all right.
mean, that needs to be done.
We'll make something and make it work regardless. We'll visit the site in the morning.
Also too, I received a phone call, as pertains, to any handrails. And I can't remember, do we have any handrails? I mean, we don't have no handrails nowhere on the sides of the courthouse or anything, huh? Not in the front of it,
In the
but do we have one on the side?
In the back, we do.
In the back they have
In the back,
one?
they have the
Right.
handicap
It's
ramp.
handicapped. in the
So
back.
everything is in the back?
Yes,
All right.
but we did discuss that.
Just had some, I got a phone call from an elderly person that said, look, can y'all put some type of handrail, going up the stairs?
We
I
can
said,
maybe do that. We'll maybe look to see if we can do that in the front. maybe.
All right.
yeah, okay. Thank you.
Stainless steel or
Okay, update on the Tacopah Landing project.
The only thing I have, and I know there's gonna be some other updates, but
We're gonna do a motion to go in executive session.
Motion to go into executive session.
Second.
What we're
Is it
going
relative to the
For the tax
litigation?
On the top
Oh,
of
you're right.
Oh, for the
Oh,
litigation, okay, all right. Motion to go into executive session by Mike, second by Leroy, all in favor? Opposed?
Motion to go back to regular.
Motion
session?
by Jeff to go back to regular session, second by Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, guys. Just to bring everybody up to date, we met in executive session to discuss the current status of the Attakapaw Landing project. After discussion and bringing up to date, it's my recommendation that we have the affidavit of completion executed. And this is a partial completion because there's still some remaining items which are identified on the punch list. As I discussed, we look to have this, the president, Mr. Blanchard, to sign the affidavit of completion. And the second part of my request would be that we would issue and authorize the task order to LA Contract, and that the construction fence for the areas that are not complete and deem a risk to the public be installed starting tomorrow, so that as soon as that affidavit signed, the fence is up, our third-party engineer is going to inspect the fence and make sure everybody's safe, everybody's good, and then we'd look to open the landing at that point. Hopefully within a couple of few days, however these people can get their stuff done. So what I'd ask is for a motion to approve execution of the affidavit of completion and the issuance of the task order to put up the construction fence.
Motion. Okay, so we need a motion for the president to sign the affidavit of completion by Mike, second by Jamie, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now we need
Another motion for the.
another
execution of the
motion to
fence.
authorize the contractor to install the fence.
They never provided me with the value.
Yeah,
of the
we had a
fence.
cost of
They didn't supply it to me.
$5,700 to be taken out of my
Yeah.
rec fund.
Second.
Okay, so motion by Mike to authorize the contractor to install the fence
And come out of Mike's rec.
Come out of Ward 5 rec fund.
from out of Ward 5 direct. Second by Jamie, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
One more thing.
We have one
sir.
more thing.
Yes, at the last meeting, we approved change order number 5 in the amount of $10,072. There was an inadvertent error. I didn't see the correct amount. We were missing the contractor's profit and overhead. When adding that back in, the change order should actually be $11,002. So what we would need would be a motion from the jury to rescind the previous change order 5 and approve the new change order 5 with the amount of $11,002.
Motion to rescind.
Change order number 5.
And approve
And approve the new change order 5 with the revised
for
$11,002
$11,112.
Second.
And that's to reflect the contractor
profit and overhead.
profit and overhead, okay.
Okay,
Total is $11,002.
motion by Mike, second by Jamie, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
One final thing, Mr. Coleman, I will be emailing tonight the affidavit of completion to Mr. Blanchard's attention. I'll also send it to counsel for Mr. Savoy and counsel for LA Contracting, so they can have their respective clients.
Okay,
It's, to my understanding, it's been all approved. That's what we got on the email chain, and I'll direct them to have their clients execute.
Mike, Wire, you all gonna let us know when we could share in on the opening and.
Yeah, as soon as the fence.
as soon as the
is okay.
fencing's done.
The third-party engineer is on standby to inspect to make sure the fencing is correct, and as soon as we get word from him, that will be the green light, if you would, to put the word out, so.
Yeah, so, and we also have crews on standby for tomorrow to install the fencing, so, material's been sourced, we're ready to roll. Just pending what just got approved, so
They may be finished tomorrow.
possibly, yeah.
Good.
And just to let y'all know, on the parking box sign, as far as the permitting, we have the permits in hand for 2024. We're not gonna even worry about that for the remainder of this year.
Just
Everything is gonna be for
Yeah.
next year.
All of them, up. We got 6 of
Yep,
them.
that's what I was here for.
Amen.
Give them the thumbs up.
Thank you, D.
Thank you, Quinn.
Thank you.
Y'all need me to,
Hang around, hang around.
Just to give us a copy of that agreement.
Will the kiosk not being used until next year
No,
too?
until January 1st.
January 1st. Okay,
Provided the. It's not ready.
I can sign that.
All right, next item is update on Jolie Moore Street Drainage Project.
Yes, I sent that contract revised, per the jury's request. I talked to Mr. Carter about it. I also sent him a copy. So, we removed the language where there were some later fees to be determined, and we agreed to the original lump sum amount of $50,000.
it's right here. I don't know if you want to look at it, take it under advisement. This is it. Just got them, so there's no.
I didn't know if they would, I had sent it to Mr. Chris earlier, and then I brought hard copies with me tonight, and they
Right.
were emailed to you all also. But,
So Joseph also
I
provided
wasn't
Bayou
aware if
St.
it was gonna be
Vincent
on the agenda. so-
and Belrose Lane. So if y'all want, we can just put them all, review them and put them on the next meeting. Y'all.
Sounds good.
Why can't we just reviewing them if they look good, authorize the president to sign them, put them up there?
We just got them.
Just got 'em.
Yeah, there were,
Can't do it
it
right
wasn't
now.
on the agenda.
I'm
so
saying, you don't have to read it all right now, but we can approve it if it's look good. If it don't look good, bring it back on next agenda.
Yeah.
I mean, this project been waiting to go out for bid for months.
We've been waiting, Chris.
I don't have a problem with that.
Where's
We have
some
been waiting.
Jolie Moore? and
There's
what
three
else?
different ones, Joe Lamar,
We might change
Bayou
something on-
St. Vincent, and Belrose Lane. If we meet next Wednesday, we really can confirm all the numbers to make sure that they're in
Say we
line.
table.
It's not really tabled, it's because he just wrote it.
So,
They weren't, those other ones weren't on
Right
the
on.
agenda. I was just bringing them
Yeah.
because I figured y'all would want them for the next
so,
meeting.
so Chris, what you're saying, that you're talking about your project specifically.
That-
You good with Wednesday?
Jolie Moore.
You're talking about Jolie Moore.
I was talking about Jolie Moore.
Yeah.
I do understand you saying Wednesday?
We can wait till next Wednesday, just wait till next Wednesday.
Okay, update on Gerald Street levy project.
At this time, there's nothing to update, as that project is moving through the channels of permitting.
Update on ring levies in Pierpont and Bell River.
I have no update regarding the design. However, per the information that I brought you all at the last meeting regarding the Army Corps of Engineers, they are going to be looking for some type of answer, whether we want to attempt to change the plans of those ring levies to reduce the footprint to less than 1/10 of an acre. Right now, it is at 0.47 acres. So otherwise, we can proceed forward as is, and they would turn around and provide us with an estimate of the mitigation cost.
Joseph, why is it taking you so long to get back with, responding to the emails on this? I mean,
Responding to the-
It was a month by the time you respond to some of the emails. Whenever he was requesting information from you, from the emails that you forwarded to us.
He and I were in discussion. He didn't send me I sent you the last one where he came back and said, hey, we reviewed this. And now we're looking for mitigation. That came late, and he told me that was because DNR failed to inform the Corps that they were ready to proceed with issuing permits. So I had responded to everything he had requested. He hadn't done his environmental review until he found out that DNR had issued their permit, and I forwarded you copies of those emails.
And it was, your response was very late getting back to him.
I
on these
responded to him
emails.
a couple days later on the last one at the most. And I brought it to you all he didn't even inform me of the mitigation until, as I told you, the day of the meeting in which I brought
So
it
we
to
have a
you.
permit in hand right now.
We have a permit from DNR in hand right now. Yes, sir.
But the okay from the Corps.
The Corps has not signed off on it, is what they're telling me. Now, that's a dispute between them, and I'm not in a position to argue that with them. I brought it up to the Army Corps of Engineers, and he said DNR simply failed to notify us. It's not our responsibility, it's not the jury's responsibility on these joint permits. That's the whole point of the joint permit process, is we deal with DNR and DNR deals with the Corps. And they have the right to call and request information and so forth, but other than the ones that I have received, we answered. And then we got the permit from DNR, so we were under the understanding that we were free and clear. He came back after and said the Corps was not notified, so that is something we have to, I mean, if y'all want to address it, we can try to take it up with the Corps and DNR, but that's not something that's in my control.
Okay, next item is the update on Lee Drive project.
We did that already.
No action. We did it in Port of Idaho.
No action on that one. Update on Shelby Boat Landing.
It is moving through the permit process. We've satisfied all the questions and requirements for both DNR and the Corps. And right now, we're just awaiting for them to place it for public notice and advertisement.
How long have you been working on the permits for the ring levee and Pierpont and Bell River?
Close to a year.
The one we've trying to get in Bar Lewis that I eliminated you from getting it, and we hired someone. We're in the 8th month right now, and we're no closer than we was in the first month of getting a permit.
Well, the Corps
And we were over $20,000.
Well, the Corps indicated to me that they are ready to issue the permit. They just want a decision about whether you all want to move forward with the mitigation at the 0.42 acres, or if you want to see if we can try to reduce that footprint any further. The only way that I see to reduce the footprint would be to change the ring levees to sheet pile, a thin line sheet pile, and then you no longer have the footprint attacking it, but I know that kind of defeats the purpose of your access and so forth to the pumps.
Okay. Motion to adjourn by Mike.
We're always, in a place that we can't move forward here, okay?
What is this for?
So with the Corps of Engineers getting involved now, I mean, we have a white paper trail from the GIS submitted to us saying they're liable for everything that's going on, our backwater flooding and everything. I think we should present that to them where they allow us to try to protect ourselves with the permit that we have in hand. So I think we need to notify the Corps or get someone to notify the Corps on our behalf. So that's where I'm going with that. I mean,
You got a contact over for the Corps?
Yes.
Okay.
I forwarded you his email. His number's on there, Mr. Rodriguez.
Give him a call, Jay. Did not get mine with you.
This is all we needed from.
That's it.
Okay, I have one deviation. To approve the Maury and Lower Texas drainage
Drainage contract.
contract.
President
Drainage
asked on last
contract.
week to have the opportunity to review.
Correct.
There's a motion on an executive session. I mean, not.
Those are contracts we received at the beginning of last meeting.
Right.
And
And you want to review them.
that's correct.
Okay.
So we
So
have
you
had time to
reviewed them.
review them.
Yeah, all right.
And the scope of Lower Texas is appropriate for the action. I don't have any plans for the Maury to know if the scope was accurate or not, but from the contract standpoint, I know there's a project that's been going on for a while now.
I want to move forward with it, so I'd like to make a motion that we accept the contract as presented.
Motion deep first, and motion deep.
Yeah.
who's the engineering on that?
As I mentioned before,
Okay,
I did not deviate from the contractor that I had on it. I mean, the
Motion to
engineer that I had.
deviate by Chris,
I should-
second by Ron, all in favor? Opposed?
You got the figures?
Yes, I do. They were handed to you all last meeting, all of you.
I
guys.
wasn't here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Take
Sir, I'm not on the committee, sir,
take mine.
for the motion DB.
I'll make the motion. Motion to deviate.
By Mike, I'm not on. the
Oh,
committee.
okay, motion by Mike to deviate,
No, I mean-
second by Ron, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I don't mean the project cost, I mean
The engineering cost?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I
it was
broke
asked
it.
that we reduce it, and so we did that, and the president wanted to take a look at, I guess, to look at.
How much is it?
it?
You asked that I reduce the engineering fees by $27,000 and then split them into two contracts. So
We
that's
did
what I
that.
did. The Lower Texas engineering fees would be 30,000, and the Maury drainage improvement fees would be 68,000. That is a $27,000 deduction from the previous contract, which was for 125.
so therefore we need to modify project number 92645 on drainage to reflect two
Okay.
individual projects. That's what I was trying to get at.
So that motion also
To that
asks
effect.
that you do just
I'll
that,
split the
So the
profit.
motion is to approve the Monterey and Lower Texas drainage contract.
and to modify, as Kim just suggested.
To modify the drainage project number 92645 to separate the funding for the engineering.
Modify,
Project number 92645.
926.
It's part of Go Mesa, okay?
No, that's local funds. Well,
modify
the engineering is local funds.
The project.
Yes.
So is this the same part of the project that was removed from the Planas Design Group scope in that RFQ? They had a portion for Lower Texas for them to,
No, they didn't have a portion. You know, I told you my efforts were satisfactory, and I just think you keep digging and digging, and I don't know what you're trying to create, but I just want to move forward with my project. So where are you going?
I'm just wanting to make sure that we spending the money where we supposed to be spending it when it comes to Go Mesa, because all the levy projects were supposed to be together. And I'm just wanting to make sure that we're crossing all of our Ts and dotting all of our Is.
You know, I told you, I not only have 100-year, 200-year, I have 300-year leverage, Leroy. So why are we still beating this, or kicking this cane, or coming up with this book? Move forward.
Motion, Mr.
all right, so you making a motion to approve the Monterey and Lower Texas drainage contract?
Yeah.
That's what you're doing?
Yes.
On the committee.
Yeah, I make the
You
motion.
make, okay,
I made the
motion
motion.
made by Pat,
Second.
second by Jeff, all in favor?
Public comment.
Opposed?
Public
Public
comment.
comment? First, second time, third. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, nays.
Two opposed?
Who's the other one? Jamie and?
Motion to adjourn by Mike,
Second.
second by Leroy, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We'll call order the regular meeting of the Police Jury. Let the record reflect all members are present except for Mr. Mathern. We'll begin with the pledge. God, who teaches us by sending the light of the Holy Spirit into our hearts, grant that by the light of that Spirit, right judgment may be ours, and that we may ever find joy in his guidance. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the minutes of November 8th, 2023.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Nakam,
Second.
second by Mr. Johnson. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment period. At this time, we'll take any public comment for any item on the agenda. Like to call public comment? Clerk, I'll let the record reflect no public comment. Drainage Committee report, Chairman Pineville.
Yes, sir. The Drainage Committee meeting was held this afternoon. 440, all members were present besides Mr. Mathern. We approved 9,000 to cover parish labor for parks and pumps of Bayou Lewis, pumps and drainage improvements. We approved total cost of $67,686 per pump. For the pumps for Bayou Lewis pumps and drainage. That's gonna be funded through Gomesa. We approved to clean the outfall of Valley Street. Table number 4, no action was taken there. We approved $10,000 transfer from Northwest Highway 70 drainage improvements labor. And replaced it with the local funds, replaced Gomesa funds there. And then vice versa on item number 6. That would have been on job number 92,980. And we had 6 deviations. At $800 for outfall on Highway 996. We had a project Belrose Lane to the wood line of a total cost of $8,266.32. That is a gap. And 20, the remaining allocation of Ward 2. At $2,000 for Michael Street. Ward 6 allocated $7,772.17 to Ward 1 to Quanville Drainage. Quanville Drainage had an allocation of $746.56. Ward 5 had the remaining allocation to 2 projects of 4512 Highway 1. No, that whole allocation was to 4512. And deviation number 6, Bayou Lewis, Ward 3 had the remaining allocation, $17,396 to the Bayou Lewis Drainage District. Ward 4, $25,775.16. $13,000 went to job number 93,133, and the remaining went to the Lower Texas Gravity Drainage District. I present this all in form of a motion.
Question, Mr. Chair, just to make note, Platteville Drainage District number 5.
Number 5. Yes, sir.
Second. Second motion.
Had a motion by Mr. Ponville, second by Mr. Knox. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Finance Committee report. The Finance Committee met at 5 o'clock. All were present except for Mr. Mathern. We approved to pay the list of bills submitted through November 17, 2023. We reviewed the budget comparison statements for major funds for October 2023. We approved the Council on Aging to sell a vehicle, the 2008 Ford EC3 high top. We approved to pay the membership dues to the National Association of Counties in the amount of $468. No action was taken on the mosquito abatement fees and program objectives. And the item was tabled to approve and authorize the president to sign the 2024 LAHEAP.
Motion to accept your report.
A motion by Mr. Nakane, accept the report, second by Mr. Johnson. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Personnel Committee report, Chairman Diaz.
Personnel Committee met at 5:17. All members are present. Item number 1 was discuss, consider salary increases 2024. No action was taken. Item 2 was tabled. Item 3, we approved to tender the self-insured retention claim for claim number 38343. I present this in
Excuse me, Mike, no action on number 1, but y'all did call for a special.
special meeting next Wednesday. 6 o'clock. Present this in the form of a motion.
A motion by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Ponville. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Engineering Grants Committee report, Chairman Como.
Engineering Grant Committee met this afternoon. All members were present. Was given an update on the status and funding sources by GIS engineer. Who was given an update from the grants coordinator. We approved for a 9-foot variance for future proposed family subdivision street in Pierport with a note on the plat that it can't be sold to non-family members. We'll approve the substantial completion of Lee Drive, we'll give an update on HMPG funds, an update on the courthouse renovation, an update on the Tacopah Landing project, and we approve the president to sign an affidavit of completion. Also, approve to authorize the contractor to install the fencing. And change order number 5. Okay, we also approved the change order number 5.
We
And
rescinded the change order from last meeting.
from the what?
We rescinded change order from last meeting
Right,
and adopted the new one.
adopted the new number 5,
Yes.
11,200. Two, okay. All right, then we'll give an update on Jolimar Street Drainage Project, Gerald Street Project, Ring Levees in Pierport, Lee Drive Project, and Shell Beach Boat Landing. And under deviation, we approve the Maury and Lower Texas Drainage Project contract. That's it. All in the form of a motion.
Motion by Mr. Como, second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor? Opposed? Vote accepted. Request a street light at 3342 Highway 308. Mr. Nakam?
Yes, that's road light district number 1. Fees come out of that road light district with enclosed illumination study. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Nakam, second by Mr. Pineville. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 10, request approval to give a 30-day written notice to terminate contract with CJ Savoy Engineering.
And so I added this to the agenda. So I think moving forward, we need to look at different avenues to, for our engineering services that we have here in the parish, whether it's through RFQ system. And we look to potentially hire someone to go in between the contractors and the engineering. That way we have some type of project manager or quality control that is checking the work. As it is working right now, we definitely see that it's not working for us with the inconsistencies that we're having throughout just about every project. So just to clarify some things, that on the Lee Drive project, last meeting, Joseph claimed that on November 6th, on a Monday, he stated he went and wrote out Lee Drive, and there was 2 areas of concern that he reported back to the jury. On Thursday, the 16th, we had a few jurors and Joseph, contractor, come to the conclusion that we had 15 areas of concern. So I think that was a little off there. So it's just to clarify some things that's going on with our engineering service, and I think we could do better. I think our taxpayers deserve better. I think our voters deserve better. So, you know, there's never a wrong time to do the right thing. So with that being said, I'm gonna make a motion that we go ahead and give Mr. Savoy a 30-day written notice to terminate his contract. That's my motion.
A motion on the floor by Mr. Pineville. Second. Motion dies for lack of a second. Next item, request approval of an occupational license for Dollar General Store 25441 Napoleonville.
Move.
Motion by Mr. Nakam.
Second.
Second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I do have a request for a deviation, referencing wards 4, Recreation Fund.
Yeah.
Motion to deviate?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Carter, second by Mr. Diaz. All in favor?
Aye. Yeah, Ron and Chris.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Yeah, reps from Ward 1 and 1 and 6. Oh, I got you in 1, right? Yeah, 1 and 6 asked me about the project. We was in here at the last meeting. You know, we gave Alcon some slack about did he have enough funding. So what I want to do is make sure that if there's some shortcomings that he does have from my remaining allocation that he has when he needs to complete this project, if it can help him. I would like that my funds from the recreation be divided from himself, to himself, or his district, as well as Ward 6. So Carter for what he's trying to do for us is recreation improvement. I would like my money.
I know I need some numbers. How much?
It's half of what I've got. So half of my money equates to $12,030.16 to each.
So half the Ward 1, half the Ward 6.
Yes.
I'll just say, Pat, whenever I came in office, the same thing was done to me. The previous juror divided his rec fund to other districts.
Yeah.
And I was unable to do anything for a couple of years
Right.
until I built up my rec fund.
Right.
I'm just asking you to consider that for the residents of Ward 4
Yeah,
to,
but
so that you have some rec money there available for them.
I don't plan on going anywhere.
But you won't have any money because you.
Move on, move
Okay,
on,
all right,
move
that's
on.
fine. All right. I have a motion on the floor by Mr. Johnson, second by Mr. Carter. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm opposed to that.
No, we're opposed also.
So you need a public comment.
Do we have any public comment on the deviation item? Second call, last call. Motion to adjourn?
I got one more thing. So I just want to recognize an employee that's been with us for the past 31 years. Ms. Donna, if you could, come up, please. Come on.
Come on, Ms. Donnie, be recognized.
All right.
It's been a great privilege and honor to be here for the past 4 years, and this is your last meeting, so we wish you well when you retire.
So much, Jamie, and I've appreciated working.
Your last meeting? Your last meeting? No way.
You didn't say
know that.
This is my last meeting. I'll be out the last 3 weeks in December, and the last meeting in January, I won't be here, so.
She's gonna cut some
Oh,
grass.
T, she's gone.
Who's gonna cut some grass?
Wait. I
David's gonna
I feel left out because Jamie was privileged to this information and it seems as though the rest of us were not.
I believe Jamie asked, and I answered.
Thank you, Ms. Donna, for your minute, your service. We
All
definitely
right,
appreciate
T,
it.
enjoy your retirement.
Enjoy your retirement. I'm still gonna call you.
Motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Motion by Mr. Diaz, second by Mr. Feinberg, all in favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
David is one
I
of.
don't remember your name now. I remember him. I know the one, that's all. Oh, that's my girl. That's my sister.